fight on PPV and be having all the belts undisputed. That's the next step, So if he can make 135 again, we could definitely make it happen.
I mean, Teo, he gonna be the favorite against nearly everybody he fight from now on after this tremendous victory. So I think he beats Regis as well.
Except my boy Gervonta.
Yeah, that's a 50-50 fight. And I hope that fight get made because Lopez is planning to move up in weight. And Gervonta, he put on Twitter, he posted dollar signs. So I'm assuming he means dollar signs when he sees the fight between him and Teo, because that's a mega fight. Now, the only way that fight could happen is if Gervonta is successful against Leo Santa Cruz, which he favored to. I think that fight going to be ugly. So not in a good way. I think Gervonta...
My boy Gervonta is going to flush him. He's going to drop him.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight, but I think Gervonta going to put on a show. That will set up a mega fight between him and Teo, because they could fight next, you know what I'm saying, at 135. However, he's looking to fight Ryan as well. I know he was looking to fight Ryan, and he talked about it. He said, I could possibly fight Lomachenko versus Teo winner or Ryan Garcia, either or. So, Ryan Garcia, I think it's too early, even if he beat Campbell, because remember, Ryan doesn't even have a title right now. It's a big fight, but they fighting for nothing. There's nothing on the line. Teo got all the titles in Devin Haney. So it'd be wise for Gervonta to fight Teo now, because if he don't fight Teo at 135, he will never fight Teo, because Gervonta too short. He's too short to go to 140. I'm sorry. He hit hard. He got all the talent in the world, but he too short to go to 140. I think that 140 division is too big for him. So Gervonta versus Teo, we saw him spar in the past. Gervonta was taking it easy on Teo, but it's important to point out that Teo, he was a youngin. He was like 5 years or 4 years younger than Gervonta. So obviously that's why Gervonta was taking it easy on Teo. Meanwhile, Teo was working on his boxing skill. We didn't even know Teo had power then. He didn't look like he had no power. He was just working on his skill. Meanwhile, Gervonta was cruising. But again, the age gap, it was so huge that Gervonta was supposed to get the better of Teo in that sparring. But right now is a 50-50 fight. What's your take on Gervonta versus Teo right now?
That's a great question, Aki. I honestly believe that Gervonta versus Teo right now at 135 would be an amazing fight. Two young guys in their primes. Incredible fight. Two power punchers, two speedy, fast, technical. Incredible fighters. One trained by Floyd Mayweather, one trained by his father. I honestly, me personally, I do believe that fight would be a pay-per-view fight. I believe they would broadcast that fight on Showtime on pay-per-view. I deeply believe that fight would be hosted at Madison Square Garden or the Staples Center or the MGM Grand, of course. And if that fight was to be made, it would definitely be a 50-50 fight for me, but I would lean more towards my boy Gervonta pulling it off against Teo in a unification fight like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a fight, that's for sure. Definitely on pay-per-view. Somebody in the chat said Ryan got a hell of a fan base, but yeah, he got a big fan base, but he need that significant win. Campbell could be that, but still, that fight is not bigger than Teo right now. I think Teo versus Gervonta is bigger, and timing is everything. So I think Gervonta should fight Teo before Ryan, if I'm being honest.
Why not? I agree.
And Teo, he want to move up to 140. He said he's going to move up to 140 after this fight. But I think for Gervonta fight, why not? He knows that's a big fight. He knows that he will make more money fighting Gervonta than he made versus Loma. Plus, with the Loma victory, now it ain't no longer Gervonta is the A side, even though he the money man. Now it's a 50-50 split because Teo has 3 of the main straps. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, any last comments before I end the show?
Hold it. You're not that pretty. I'm a bad man. Wait. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, Anybody can get it.